In this video, I'm going to explain everything you need to know before buying your next dozen, crack the code behind the terms on an egg carton, and expose the science behind cooking a perfectly runny egg yolk. As an extra bonus, we're also going to discover where the rotten egg smell really comes from. I'm Trig Ferrano, and this is Pantry Staples. A dozen eggs is over twice as egg-spensive as it was a year ago, and costs more than beef for the first time ever. But as Benjamin Franklin said, time is money. So let's cock-a-doodle-doo this thing and start with the cell. Yeah, I said cell, not shell. That's because I'm gonna blow your mind here. The egg is actually one large single cell. And like a cell, it has a membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus, which we call the shell, the white, and the yolk. So now that we're talking about the shell, why do shells have different colors? Well, that depends on the breed of the chicken. The most popular breed is the Leghorn. Yeah, that guy. And he lays, well, she lays white eggs. The Orpington or Plymouth Rocks will lay brown eggs, and the Americana will lay bluish green eggs. But does the outer appearance of an egg affect what's on the inside? No. Not really. The egg white is a truly mysterious and magical liquid because when you heat liquids, they normally evaporate, but an egg white actually solidifies with heat in a process called congealing. That congealing for an egg white occurs between 144 and 149 degrees Fahrenheit. Segue. But the egg yolk congeals between 149 and 158 degrees Fahrenheit. So to test this, I'm going to use a sous vide machine to circulate water at exactly 145 degrees and cook an egg for an hour, then raise the temperature to 155 and cook another egg for an hour to compare the differences. Two eggs side by side after an hour of cooking, the whites look nearly identical, but the yolk cooked at 145 is still runny, whereas at 155 it's fully congealed into a solid ball. It's crazy to me how big of a difference just 10 degrees can make, but imagine trying to hit this level of precision in a frying pan. That's why cooking a perfect egg is pretty difficult. The other thing I noticed when cutting open these two eggs was that the egg cooked at a higher temperature had much more of a rotten egg smell. Ugh. And taste. That's because heat causes a reaction between the sulfur of an egg white and the iron of an egg yolk that releases a rotten egg smell. If you overcook a hard-boiled egg, you can also see the residue from this reaction as a gray film that develops in between the yolk and the white. Now, the only other question I have about egg yolks is, why are some pale yellow and others dark orange? Well, it actually depends on the diet of the chicken. That's why if you want the yolkiest yolk to make your pasta dough a deep yellow, you're gonna wanna know what your hen is eating. But it's hard to tell with everything that's written on an egg carton. To decode it, you basically need a hencyclopedia. It divides into two main categories: things that are important for the chicken and things that are important for the person buying it. For the chicken, if I can presume, and to put myself in the mind of a chicken, I think they care about where they live and what they eat. With that in mind, the terms a chicken cares about are cage-free, free-range, and pasture-raised. If none of those terms appear on the carton, the chicken is probably living in a cage and eating a feed mixed of corn and soy. Then there's cage-free, which means just that. There's no cage. Each chicken has 1.25 square feet, but it's still eating a feed of corn and soy. A chicken who's cage-free doesn't have access to the outside, but I guess they have no cage inside? If a chicken has access to the outside, then it's a free-range chicken. Those chickens still only have 2 square feet allotted per chicken, and oftentimes the outside area they're restricted to is just a concrete slab or a big old patch of dirt. Well, not too big, it's still 2 square feet per chicken. One thing to really look out for is that if a chicken is free-range and vegetarian fed, that definitely means the area outside doesn't really have any worms or grubs or anything that they could eat that's non-vegetarian. Otherwise, they couldn't say vegetarian fed. And lastly, we have pasture-raised. This is where things take a huge step up. Pasture-raised chickens have access to 108 square feet per chicken, inside and outside, and their outside area has to have substantial cover of vegetation that they can peck at, munch on, and wiggle their little chicken claws into. I don't want to speak on behalf of the chicken community and say which lifestyle is best. If you're a chicken watching this video, please comment below so that we can get input directly from you. As for me, I'm a human being, so let's move on to the things that humans may care about. Actually, most of the terms on an egg carton apply more to the lifestyle of the human buying them than they do the quality of life of the chicken or the quality of the egg. One thing you think would indicate the quality of the egg is the grade, AA, A, or B, but those are actually just superficial indicators. B being eggs that have a misshapen, textured, or spotted shell. A and AA having better shells, with AA having a slightly thicker egg white. That's only when the egg white is raw. Unless you're eating raw eggs, it doesn't really matter if you buy A or AA. If you're eating raw eggs, then I guess go for the AA. The other terms that I think apply to humans are organic, restorative, enriched, non-GMO, all-natural, farm-fresh, local, which is up to 400 miles, zero antibiotics, hormone-free, or certified humane. Now, certified humane eggs do come from happy chickens, but a pasture-raised chicken whose field wasn't certified doesn't know that its pasture wasn't certified, so that's why I put certified humane here and pasture-raised with the chickens. Pasture-raised is really what's important for the chickens. Certified humane, that's just for you. And the last thing that matters to humans but not chickens is size. Actually, I imagine size is quite important to the hen. To the chicken community, what I said was wrong. I have no excuse. That brings us to the final section of this video, the great egg experiment between small and large eggs. The reason I buy small eggs is because you get more yolk per egg, but exactly how much? To find out, I got a dozen small eggs and a dozen large eggs from the same brand, Vital Farms, which came out to about the same price per gram of egg, and I divided them into whites and yolks. After separating out all the whites and yolks, I calculated out the weight of the bowls and found out that the large eggs were 27.86% yolk and the small eggs were 36.54% yolk, which is 31% more yolk per egg, which, with a dozen eggs at a record high of $4.82, buying smaller eggs is a great way to invest your money. I'll leave you with a quote from one of our founding feathers, Benjamin Franklin, who said, "Thanks for watching."